All right. Okay. Well, I'd like to welcome Dave Edgar to the latest lineman vlog or vlog, however you like to call it. Dave's been in the industry for a number of years and is currently owns, and I'd like to say manages, but we know that Jan looks after the managing, Mitre Consulting. So welcome, Dave. Yeah, good. So, mate, when did you start in the industry?
I started probably 1985, October 1985, at the Henderson Depot. Yeah, and basically in West Auckland, Riverhead all my life.
Cool.
Started as a cable layer, then moved into a trainee's job.
So how long were you a cable layer before you got a trainee's position?
Most people wait probably about 3 months. I probably had to wait 6. I was a little bit naughtier than the rest of them.
Yeah.
So, if you turned up every Friday, turned up every Monday, then they gave you an apprenticeship with the training lineman clinic. So, yeah, you behaved yourself, got through. If you didn't, kind of got stuck on the underground for the rest of your life.
Sweet. So I'm going to throw a photo up of class of 86, which just bear with me while I get the right one here. Let's see. No, not that one. We'll try a different one. You keep having your beers there, fella.
Sponsored by Line Red, I like to say tonight.
Okay, so you should see a photo pop up on your screen.
Yes.
Yep, cool. So I'm pretty sure that's a rugged-looking Dave Edgar, bottom or 2 in from the right, or yeah, the right.
Yep, right next, I'm right between Bango and Don Urquhart.
Donnie Urquhart. Oh yeah, there's Don there. Is that you here with the black jersey on?
Yep, that's me there.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually pick that. I thought this was you with the mullet, rocking the moulet.
Lance from Walker.
Oh, is it? Okay. So, obviously I recognise Bango and it's hard not to miss Donnie there. That's before his 21st, I take it?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yep. So, who else is in that group there that you can recall?
There's, behind Bango is Lance Goffin.
Oh, yeah, Lance Goffin here?
Yep.
Yep.
Next to him is, Sean Main. These are all boys from Henderson and Christian Hall.
Yep.
Yep. And Steve Crum, right to the far right.
Oh, over here in the white shirt?
Yeah, that's Steve Crum. He's from Helensville, and I think the guy sitting down is Trevor, below him.
Yep.
Yeah, they were from Walkworth, so I know the faces, I just don't know the names anymore of the other boys.
Yeah. So Bango's the only one that I could pick out from Albany, but is it Adrian Jack there, or is he hadn't quite started then, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, he hasn't started yet.
Right, yeah. So that was Group 31, 1986. So is that when you first got together?
Yep. It was our first kind of block force. Quite a big team, so yeah, I think there was somebody from every depot that we had, Silverdale, Walkworth, obviously Deville, Helensville, Henderson and Albany. So
yeah, nice. So that was that training obviously took place at a place you're pretty familiar with now, and you're actually operating your business out of the old line school at Henderson.
Yep, the old Watermeadow Powerboard, Henderson Depot. Hasn't changed much really since I think 1974, 75.
Yeah,
when
cool.
they built it. Yeah, so it's been around for a while.
So you started in 85 in that group. When did you actually sit your ticket?
Set my ticket at the end of 88.
Yep.
But I didn't get registered, I think, until 89 because in those days, either the board would only sit 2 or 3 times a year. And if you didn't, if you weren't registered at the right period, a couple of the guys, you had to be 20 as well to be a lineman.
Yeah, that's one of the things I had to do. I actually had to wait until I turned 20, which was 6 months from the time I did my ticket until I could actually get registered. So, yeah.
So I registered, I think, in 89. Did a couple of years on the cruise, learning my trade. And in 91, really straight into the day of being a line mechanic for 2 years. I went straight into hot stick.
Excellent, and that's a good segue into another photo I want to show here. So, yep, you went into being a hot stick with, and I think you must have been the first or one of the first crews to go through.
Yeah, we were in the first crew for hot sticking.
Yep, sweet.
Line 31. Few old faces in there.
I've got to say, Smeetsy rocking that pink shirt, so he's a handsome-looking man.
Oh, I love his white belt, really.
And he obviously had the, looks like he didn't have any socks on there as well, so he's rocking the Miami Vice style.
Well, there was 2 teams. There was a Henderson team and an Albany team.
Yep, so I know the Albany guys. Obviously along the bottom here is John Gray, Andy Tilling, Bango, Pudsey, and then you've got Mark Adams at the top. You are rocking a Moulet there.
Yes.
Is that Gavin Watson at the back as well?
Yeah, that was Gavin next to me.
Bill Woods.
John Woods, John Murphy.
Ah, it is John Murphy. I didn't recognise him with the long hair.
And Danny Aiken down next to
Oh, sweet. So your trainers were, John Gray, Bill Woods, and what's the guy, he was a health and safety manager standing between Pudsey and Danny?
Yeah, John Gray was a candidate. He was getting trained. He wasn't a trainer.
Yep.
So Ian, I think it was his last name. Yeah, he was trained over in Australia, so I think Bill Woods and trained us up in hot stick components, so 2 different teams.
Nice.
Hmm.
So you guys had, I remember we called you the show ponies because you got it all. You got the flash overall with live line, the bright white overalls, and I think we got a photo of those.
Lifeline technicians, we like to.
Oh, is that what it was? Not line surgeons or something like that, was it?
Yeah, you're the scrub nurse on the Stetson. Made lots of friends saying things like that. Lots of friends.
Let's see if I've got another photo here. I don't know if that's you up in the air, is it? Oh, coming up your way now? Yep.
That's actually at the QMU show. So, Watermeadow Power Board or Watermeadow Electricity would go to the QMU show and do a demonstration on the new techniques. And at that time, hot sticking wasn't a new technique. I think the Watermeadow did it back in 1966.
Yep.
From the old boys. But then put the tools away about 6 months later and then didn't reopen it till 1991. So yeah, we used to go to the showgrounds at QMU and demonstrate our skills, what we're trying to keep the power on for people, for the consumers, so that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a big thing back then because I've got a book, I think it's called Beyond the Pylons or something, which shows the back in the day when they were sticking, and like you say, it stopped. And you guys were the first to sort of bring it back into Watermeadow Power Board. I'm not sure how popular it was around the country at that stage. Do you have any idea?
Well, I don't think it was that popular. I think maybe down in Wellington they were doing it, and they were doing it, they probably never stopped in Wellington, because those guys in Wellington came up, they were kind of like our examiners.
Yeah.
Like Conrad and Jenston. And I'm not too sure. I think transmission, they were into it a lot more than obviously. So yeah. Yeah.
So you were you were hot sticking for a few years, and then you went into. Were you some of the first crews doing glove and barrier as well?
Yeah, no, I missed out on actually. 1997, I missed out on the first crew, which is probably one of my little disappointments in the world. Missed out. Once again, maybe poor attitude that I was told by Ian Watley.
Yeah.
So, and got to take these things on chin. I was pretty disappointed about it because that would have been the first crew in New Zealand to be trained in live line glove barrier. So
yeah.
Mark Adams, Don Murphy, Pete Hutchinson, and Bill Woods.
Wow. So that was so you got picked up in '94 to do that. So that was a few years before them, or how long did you have to wait?
Just 6 months. So, I think they got trained up in the end of '93.
Right.
And then I got trained up in the beginning of '94 with Paul Smeets and John Gray.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you guys going through that. What had you and Jan married and had a family by then?
Yeah. By the time I think I started, I was 19 years old when I started
Wow.
at Henderson, and then by the time, like 4 days after my 21st, I had a house and a baby.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, mate.
Yeah. So 3 kids by the time I was 25, and then the old knackers got chopped and no more children.
The good old Vass man, eh? He's a good lad. So then you were on the tools for a while. You're at Matter, and obviously in '94 you must have been. You would have gone through a couple of changes. You would have gone through Matter electricity, or Matter powerboard to Matter electricity to Power New Zealand.
Power New Zealand, and then Total Energy Services.
Yeah. So, but didn't you do and I stand to be corrected here, didn't you do a stint with United Good or something on the tools as well?
Yeah. 1995 through to 97, on and off. We went to the management at Watermeadow Electricity or Power New Zealand. Said, "Oh, we'd like to have a pay rise to be a glove bearer," and they said no. So we were offered a contract, fixed term rate. So we went off, me, Steve Hutchinson, and John Gray. Went off to Gooders United Group.
Yeah.
And we gloved on the Auckland Powerboard network. So every day the same thing. Did that for about 3 months, and then Power New Zealand came in and offered me my job back. And offered me a foreman's job as well as a foreman at Gooders. So I come back for about 3 months. They gave me a job. Had Brett Nicholson as one of my boys.
Did you?
Yeah, probably drove me out of it again.
Mm.
So then I did 3 months back at Henderson, charged with a big shutdown, and I just thought, oh, mate, I've got to go out, got to go again. I've got to experience different things. I didn't want to be caged to one project, so I went back for another 12 months to Gooders, and worked around. Always lived in West Auckland, but worked in South Auckland, worked in Counties Power, worked in Hamilton. So anywhere the contract took us, we went down there and did, and all we did was gloving, nothing else.
Right. So I'm saying it was probably a good opportunity to experience a whole lot of other networks as well. So you broaden your horizons doing that, right?
What it actually taught me is you don't actually know what you've got, because Power New Zealand, what about Powerboard? They were so good. You had so many, the best tools, good people, and until you actually go through contracting, you actually don't know what you've got. And people go these days, this company's not doing anything for me, I deserve more. But I really opened my eyes. We no OT, fixed hours, worked away, no equipment, had a big borrow. We would see line crews from the Auckland Powerboard and would stop them and said, "Oh, mate, have you got a scrapper we could borrow?" The company didn't provide us one.
Yeah.
A couple of connectors. So, bill contracting is totally different. It sounds good and the money looks good, but sometimes you get the shit, and that's just part of life. But
yeah.
It grounded me to really appreciate the Watermeadow Powerboard and Power New Zealand and United Networks when I went back.
Yeah, interesting. So you did your stint on the tools, and then I'm not sure of the year, but it must have been around 2000, 2001. I think you went to Utilitech as a trainer.
Yep. 1999, I come off the lines, I was at Wellington, and they offered me a new job. They didn't want to make me the supervisor, so they made me a general foreman. And my promotion was described as putting the poacher in charge. Because I've probably broken all the rules, so they knew that I could catch everybody breaking the rules. So, about 1999, I actually moved over to Albany and got to know you a bit better, I think.
Yep.
1999.
Yep.
And I was in charge of all the gloving in Albany and Henderson through to about 2001, and then 2001 I went to Utility training.
Yeah, and that was that United Networks in Power United Networks?
Yeah.
So it was owned by United Networks, but set up as a training organisation to train people from around the country.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, obviously, it was the old Watermanor Powerboard, and I think until about 96, 97, it was just the Powerboard area, but after 96, I think, it turned into a nationwide training provider.
Yeah. Yeah, and when did Utilitech close? It was quite a few years later, 2000 and, well, let me see, 8 or something? 9?
11.
11, was it?
Yeah, yeah. I know that because that's when Mitre started.
Right, yeah, okay. So, and that was a catalyst for Mitre, which we'll get to in a minute. So, so then you did your time as a trainer, and you were training people in live line and line mechanic?
Probably I did another short stint before I went training. I actually worked for Transfield and reconnected with some of the boys that I knew from the old Auckland Powerboard on Gooders days where we used to do the gloving for them. So they're a good bunch of guys. So I actually left UNL and was the live line supervisor for Transfield in Auckland. They used to actually, believe it or not, they used to have a patch and looked after a section of the Vector network at the time. So,
yeah, Faults in West Auckland, wasn't it?
Yeah. Times, I tell you.
Oh, I remember because I was involved in training some of their guys that hadn't had experience in hot water pilot systems around the pilot system. So yeah.
Well, we were told by our contract team is that we lost a network contract. So if we saw a HV fuse hanging out, we just left it.
Wow.
Because we did not have the faults contract.
Yeah.
We had the maintenance contract, so we would go out and do some maintenance, and the feeder might be out, but it wasn't our problem because we didn't have the contract. So we would have to wait till Transfield guys would turn up, and they didn't know the network, they didn't know PR, Bethel, Uruguay, so yeah, they felt sorry for them on some of those winter nights where, we kind of knew the area, knew the faults. Which is no different when I was working in South Auckland. I didn't know South Auckland from the far so.
Yeah.
So, you got to learn these things, you got to experience life.
Yep, exactly. So then you came back and you did some time at Siemens as health and safety guru.
No, I was a training manager.
Oh, training manager, that's right, sorry. That's right, training manager. And then Honest Dave became a salesman. So that was with the Energy Network, the 10 group?
Yeah, the 10 group, they're a great company.
Yeah.
Guys, they've got a great passion for the industry, doesn't matter if it's transmission or distribution. Normally I like to give the Aussies a bit of shit, but those lads, they have passion for what we do. They wear Sparkies, which, normally I spit on the ground, but they're really good guys, and they love New Zealand, they love the industry, so... Yeah, I learned a lot from them actually.
Yeah, so that was Corey, and I can't. That was the one of the sons, but there was 2 sons and a father, wasn't there?
Yeah. So the father was Scotty.
Yep.
And for obvious reasons, and Andrew and Corey.
Yeah.
Now I just got a phone call out of the blue saying, "Hey, you got a big mouth, you know a lot of people. Do you want to be a salesman?"
It was a perfect marriage in heaven, mate.
Yeah. They got me in a lot of trouble at some of those line comps. Backing me up the sponsors group.
Yeah, exactly. I do recall a few of the lining comps where the 10 group boys were renowned for going out and taking a few beverages on board.
Yes.
Good times.
They were good times, they were good lads, and what I learned there actually modelled some of the stuff where we run at Mitre, just with the strategy planning, health and safety, business continuity plans, and a lot of that kind of stuff that I learned from them. Because when you're in the powerboard, you're actually doing things. You don't learn the bigger picture of how to run a business. So for me, it was a great decision to go there for 2 years. Didn't particularly like sales, but I learned a lot from business-wise from those guys.
So from a personal growth point of view, it was pretty massive, right?
Yeah. Well, they made me. I love these titles. I was the New Zealand sales manager.
Right.
I would fly over to Australia and go for sales meetings and go through all the processes, quoting, all that. So, but I was still in contact with all the boys because I was selling them live line gear, selling them spinners. And I believe you may have even had a little nickname for me while I was here.
Oh, what was that, Dave?
Well, you know, something to do about I get all my products from 1 to 10, full quality, but I always say you get what you pay for.
Yeah, well, there is that. Look, I know that you introduced the Catu snap-on earths into the country and those sorts of things. So some great innovation coming in from the 10 group, and but sad to see them leave the New Zealand market. I know they're in Australia still, but I'm sad to see them leave the New Zealand market. I'm going to throw up a photo of probably the only time that you've won a lineman competition. So we're taking a couple of steps back here. So I think, were you the manager of that motley crew?
Yeah, basically me and Mr. Edgar.
Yep.
Trade/manager. Yeah, it was good. Cleaned up. Really proud of that week the boys had won. It wasn't one week, we just put some systems in place, and that crew, you know, with Dion, Bevan, they just took it to the max.
I do remember AJ as the trainee there, and always having trouble saying Johnny.
Yeah, Adrian, he ended up going down to Wellington, I think, worked down there, and obviously Mike was still over in Australia with his family.
Yep.
For years, so yeah, I see Dion occasionally. It's good to run into him and catch up and have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, so Adrian's actually up north now, I believe, working for North Power. Robbie Whitfield, cable joiner, bottom left-hand side there, he's back in the UK. And as you said, Woody's in Aussie. And Mr. Headley's probably about 500 kilos lighter than what he was there.
Yeah, I do see Mr. Headley quite a bit.
Yeah, he certainly lost a lot of weight since then and is looking bloody good. So, that was, you guys had a clean sweep there, won the Liney comp and also the cable joiners comp, and I think also Adrian might have picked up trainee of the year as well.
Yeah, he did, I think.
Yeah. And then you moved on from obviously managing a team to throw another photo up here. Let's see what I've got here. So I think I was the only sober or non-drinking judge on that group.
It could be, it's only alleged.
Alleged, yeah. It probably wasn't my non-drinking days, but you moved on to be involved in the judging and also setting up the arena and that sort of stuff. And I know you take a pretty active role within sponsoring events and that sort of thing now. So, the Liney comp's a big part of our industry. What's your view of it?
I think it's great, when we first started, it was a bit of a laugh, but now the guys are so professional. They train hard, they perform hard, and the days when we first started was, we'll have a beer after. Those days are gone. It's about the prestige of really having a trade, because nobody thought a line mechanic was a trade. Everybody thought it was just you're just a flash labourer. But now, we're earning more than a lot of electricians, a lot of plumbers, a lot of builders, so it's a great trade, and this is just promoting it. And the professionalism that you see down there, and the commitment from companies, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. Look, as you know, I've been involved for a number of years, and sadly I've stepped away the last few years, but it's a great way of getting people together, and it was actually the catalyst for starting lineman.co.nz back in 2005, because we would only catch up at Liney comps once a year, but we didn't. This is pre-Facebook and that, we didn't actually have a forum, so we kicked off Lineman back then to sort of get the guys talking, and this is just building on that, doing these vlogs. So in 2011 you started. You had a great pair of testicles on you because you saw a need. Utilitech closed. There was a massive gap in the market with regards to people not training linemen, or the quality of people not training linemen. And you started Mitre Consulting. So you took a pretty big punt. Just tell us about those early years of starting it off, because it's it's a big company now, training probably 90% of New Zealand's line mechanics.
It was a bit of a challenge. It was a great thing having a trade because my wife was concerned about it. We had 2 or 3 mortgages. I think she was earning $600 a fortnight doing the accounts at a primary school, and I gave up a sales job, vehicle, bonus, all this kind of stuff. With then no kind of backup plan. My backup plan was to go back to the lines of well. So I was pretty confident. Unfortunately, I don't want to see this happen again to our industry, is that provider utility at the time just said, we're not training anymore. That's not a key core part of our business. And they left people halfway through their qualification with nowhere to go, especially in the North Island. So, I took the mantle up and ran with it for a while. So, still running with it, to tell you the truth. So, it was really good, and pretty proud of myself and my wife for what we've achieved so far. And this is just the beginning. We're hoping to step up each year, and that's what you've got to do, challenge yourself.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, so you have had a few challenges. Obviously, one, getting the business off the ground in 2011. There was lots of line mechanic training. There's some GMB courses you're running, and then almost overnight in 2015, live line training pretty much stopped because the change in the Health and Safety at Work Act. We've seen that the courses are picking up with live line again, so you're doing a few more?
Yeah, we're doing the last couple of years, and last year and especially this year we've been doing 2 or 3 courses every year, so it's good to see. I don't think the contractors out there were worried about live line because they knew that the processes have always been in place from day one. What gets people in trouble is human nature. If you follow the processes, follow the rules, it's as safe as crossing the road. And if you're a true line mechanic, low voltage is a lot more dangerous than high voltage.
Yeah.
With money, you being involved with the EEA, that were, it's quite funny thinking about it that a lot of companies are only starting to put live LV procedures in place in the last 5 years, and we've been working live since the day I started on the lines on the overhead in '86. And there'd been no processes, you just followed what your foreman told you.
Yeah.
But it's good. Like live line, there's nothing wrong with it. It's safe as houses, but you've got to follow the process.
Yeah, it's a really good point you raise, actually, because low voltage has been the poor cousin, but it's probably the one that would probably kill you quicker because you get hooked up on it versus blowing away and some flash burns. So dead right there. And a change in industry with regards to having low voltage procedures, and watch the space with guidance that's about to be released around access permits and that sort of stuff. So the last 7 weeks has been a game changer for New Zealand and the world, and COVID-19. So what's the impact been to you? What have you had to change to sort of move with the times fairly rapidly?
It's been really interesting. Challenges bring new ideas. Straight away we found that we had a gap in the market, so we've gone and approached a learning facilitator, and we're now developing an online assessment tool. So that's what we're asked by our customers, saying, can they do anything online? So that's what we've committed to. That's going to probably might cost us a few dollars to get up and running, but I see that's part of the future. You still need bums on the seats because if you look at some telecom training that we had back in 2014, you can't just learn that stuff overnight. You've got to have hands-on. But if you've got that experience, there's no reason why you can just not demonstrate it online. And if you can't demonstrate online, you don't need to come into the training facility.
Yeah.
Customers don't like having their staff, having a day off. That's loss of earnings for contractors. And good staff's hard to find. So if you've got them sitting in a training yard for 2 days, where they can spend a couple of hours online and get something done. It's a lot better.
Yep, good. So I think one of the impacts of COVID-19 that we'll see, and something that we'll have to consider moving forward, is that we have been for a number of years, and we're not unique in this, companies have been bringing in overseas linemen and training these linemen up over a shorter period and using an RCC process, but if our borders are closed, we won't be able to do that. So we're probably going to have to look at taking on more young, fresh-faced trainees. What's some words of wisdom so guys coming along to their first block course with Mitre Consulting and one of either yourself or one of your trainers?
Well, I think the main thing is it's attitude. When I just got married and come home from work, I was on a crew, transformer crew. That's what we did to replace transformers. Whole amount of transformers to the ground, and my wife would say, "What did you do today?" And I said, "Oh, I swept the grass." Because that's what my foreman wanted me to do, Cappy Matthews. He wanted me as a trainee, I swept the grass. And so if you had the attitude, and the other thing is always be busy, always look for something to do. I've got trainees over the years, and their nicknames have been Pockets, or Lena. So there's a reason why they're called Pockets or Lena.
Yeah.
Because, you don't want to have that hands in the pockets, look for something to do, be busy, ask questions.
Yeah.
Because all the trainers, what people forget is that all the foremen out there, or leading hands, or team leaders, what do you want to call them, they're trainers in their own right. So when you're on the cruise, ask them questions, because you want to challenge them. When you come into the line school, ask us questions. We don't know it. I ring somebody like Graham Johnson and ask them the question, and Graham will tell me. So I don't know everything, but I know a lot of people that do know lots of things. So ask questions, be proactive, have a great attitude.
Yeah, some good advice here, and I think you touched on it. We've formed a network over the years, and these young guys need to form a network themselves to not be afraid to speak up. One of the things that bugs the shit out of me is they get out of the truck and don't put their tools on, because we would get a knuckle across the spanners if we ever got out of the truck, and if we weren't putting our tools on, there'd be hell to pay. So we're just about at the end here, mate. I'm going to bring up another couple of photos there, and you can show us or have a chat about a couple of people that turn up in these photos. What have we got here? So it looks like the Henderson Depot, is it, with the dartboard at the back there?
Yeah, that was another social club night, so we've taken a photo. That's my impression of Forrest Gump.
And it's a good impression. It's good to see that you're still drinking Lion Red now, and as you were probably at least 20 something years ago there, or 30 maybe.
Yeah, probably 25 years ago.
Yep.
My good mates, still socialise with, probably a little bit too much occasionally. We got in trouble actually a week ago. We won't say how or why. That's Mark Nucky, and we've kind of glubbed together. We've been on standby together. We've trained together. Mark used to be my boss. Now he works for Mitre Consulting as one of our senior consultants, doing line training mainly and live line. And he's got his own business, MJK. So yeah, that's back in the old Henderson table tennis table. Very important to the teams. So yeah, it's about being. And at that stage, a lot of us all had young families.
Yeah.
So we all kind of started at the same time. I think Mark started 6 months before me. People like Richard Inglis started 6 months after me. Tony Baudier, Craig Brown did after me. But in the end, we were just all young men at those days. All young men just trying to get on with life. And we really enjoyed each other's companies. And we still do. And it's a lifelong passion, and it's a lifelong friendship.
Yeah, you certainly form a lot of friends. So Nux is one of the guys that I hope to get along to interview here at some stage. I'm going to throw up another photo, and there's a few more friendly faces in here that you'll recognise. So
yes. few of the Henderson, the boys all those boys are a little bit younger than me. That's Donnie Urquhart's there, Richard Inglis, Glenn Hunter, Gary Mack, and Bazza.
Yep.
We did me, Gary and Donnie and Richard Inglis all played in the same rugby team for Tianatu.
Yep.
So all played in the same rugby team, and obviously that's the Captain Cook up in Dunedin, 1999.
Bloody hell! So was that boys on tour?
Yeah, we did a tour. Yep. We did a tour there. Another guy, Jason Fraser, I think he's holding the camera.
Yep.
And he's working. I think he's working at Energix now. I'm not sure who Baz is working for, but he's in Australia as well.
Yep, he's still in Australia, and obviously Richie here sitting beside you.
Nice, okay, mate. Nice.
Yep. Still rocking the same moustache.
And that's Donnie Urquhart without the giant red hairstyle.
That's with the glass to his face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened there?
Well, that's after his accident, so...
Right, yep. Okay, he's regrowing it.
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. So, as far as photos go, I think that's all we've got. I guess the final word goes to you is what's your biggest challenge moving forward from a business perspective and you know, especially in light of the current stuff that we've got?
Well, I think, challenge is like we are able to change our own people. There's been a big hole in the industry and we've just never caught, you know, we've been pretty busy training trainees like since 2001 for myself on and off, and Mitre Consulting from 2011. So it's just been constant losing staff, getting staff in. So I hope government get behind the contractors and start actually training local people. There's going to be a lot of unemployment through a lot of people going to be reskilling, upskilling. That's a yeah. So if we can get those people upskilling, get a future as we know it is, and that'll be better for the unemployed, better for contractors, and at the end of the day, better for the members.
Yeah, good stuff. And just looking on your wall behind you, I believe your son's the artist that designs the Mitre shirts, or have you moved on?
Oh, I've moved on, mate.
You moved on?
He's done a great job. He actually comes up with Mitre.
Excellent. What's Mitre stand for?
He's a graphic designer. My job might not, who knows.
Oh, you cut out there, mate. Our bloody internet connections are failing me. So Southhead versus West Auckland. As far as the crow flies, it's not that far, but yeah, our internet connection's not very good.
Also get up racing.
Yeah. All right, bud. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. So, Dave Edgar, thanks very much for joining us on the Lineman Vlog. Appreciate you coming along and making yourself available for this. Yeah, we hope to get a few more legends back on there, and you're definitely in the legend category with what you've done in industry and what you're continuing to do. Because as far as I see it, you are the future. You and your business with regards to training our next generation that are coming through. So all the best and thanks, bud.
Thank you, Graham, for the opportunity. All the best, and make sure everybody supports lineman.co.nz. Cheers, mate.
All right, buddy.